Let's try this question. This question is taken from SPM 2022, paper 1, section 8. Okay, now let's look at part A. Diagram 5 shows a conversation between Ness and Chegu Wang. Ness, please collect the shoe sizes of your classmates. And Ness answered Chegu Wang, alright sir, I know the data is discrete random variable. And the question asks you, is Ness statement true? Is the shoe size a discrete random variable? So first you have to understand what is discrete random variable and what is continuous random variable. So for discrete random variable, it can be counted. For example, the number of books, 1 book, 2 books, 3 books, and for example, the number of students, 1 student, 2 students, 3 students, and so on. It cannot be like 2.5 students, 2.3 students. It cannot be like this, right? So for continuous random variable, we measure it. So let me give you an example. The body mass of a student, it can be 60 kilogram, 60.2 kilogram, 60.3 kilogram, 60.35 kilogram, and so on. It's just continuous, right? Therefore, we call it continuous random variable. So now we are talking about shoe size. It can be counted like 36, 37, 38. We don't have a 36.5, 36.53. We don't have this shoe size, right? So therefore, Ness statement is true. Ness statement is true. Okay, let me rewrite this again. Because the question also asks us to give your justification. Our justification means that we want to give the reason why do we say that it's a true statement. Because the shoe sizes can be counted. Okay, now let's go to the second part. In a shooting competition, that fires and shot, and P is a chance that his shot hits the target, whereas Q is the otherwise chance. So P is a success probability and Q is a failure probability. The chance of his shot hit the target at most 1. Okay, this means that less than or equal to 1. Okay, is 11 times of the chance of not hitting the target. X is equal to 0. 11 times, that's all. Therefore, we need to times 11. Okay, now, for the first part, we want to show that n times 1 minus q is equal to 10q. So this is binomial distribution. You need to know that p plus q will be always equal to 1, right? So now I'm going to use this formula. Still remember this formula. P probability for x equal to r for binomial distribution is equal to n number of try, NCR, times probability of success, raised to the power of r, times probability of failure, raised to the power of n minus r. Always remember, always make sure that these two numbers add up together must be always equal to the total number of try. Okay, so this is actually P x equal to 0 plus px equal to 1. So this, okay, I just copy first. X equal to 0. So now we have 1 here. So you can just think this way. This is A, this is B, this is 11A. So if you move the A over here, B is equal to 11A minus A, because this is exactly the same thing, right? So this is 1A, this is 11A. So it will become 10A, right? B is equal to 10A. So now we are using this concept to simplify this equation. (11) of this, 11 times of this minus this 1 time, so you will have 10 times of this. Now I'm going to use this formula, NC1. p raised to the power of 1 times q raised to the power of n minus 1. Always make sure that these two numbers add up together must be equal to the number of try. So here, okay, nc0 times p raised to the power of 0 times q raised to the power of n. Now the problem is, now we don't have n, we don't have p, don't have q, right? But the question answer show that n times this is equal to this. Means that our answer will have n, p, and q. Okay, nc1. What is the value of nc1? This is actually equal to n, right? You can press your calculator. If 6c1, it will be equal to 6. Let's say if you change it to 13, it will be equal to 13, right? Okay, therefore we know that this is equal to n. P, just copy. Okay, this one, I can change it become q over, q power n over q. So this is 1. You learn in Form 3, so you remember this one? So this is actually equal to q power n minus 1, right? Okay. Now how about, okay, this one I just copy first. So how about this nc0? nc0 is equal to 1. Now let me show you here. Let me change it to 0 here. Equal to 1. Let's say how about 9 or 19c0 equal to 1. Let me give you another example. How about 4c0? If this is 0, right, always will be equal to 1. So here we don't have to write anything because it is equal to 1. p raised to the power of 0 also 1, right? So now we have only q power n. Okay. Now I'm going to move this over here. np is equal to 10 times n power, 10 times q power n divided by this. So divide, let me write this one first. You don't have to put a parenthesis, okay? If you don't want to put a parenthesis, it's okay. I just want to show you clearer, therefore I put a parenthesis. Let's say you don't want to write a parenthesis here, no problem. Okay, now divide, we can change to multiply, then we flip over the numerator and denominator. Q go up, q power n go down. Now what can we do next? We can simplify this too, right? So eventually we have 10q. But this is not the questions requested for, because the question wants us to show that n times, okay, let me copy over here. N times 1 minus q is equal to 10q. Now try to compare these two. Here no problem, it's already 10q. And we do have n here, but this is 1 minus q. So remember just now what I told you? P plus q is equal to 1, right? So p is actually equal to 1 minus q. So now we know that p is actually equal to 1 minus q. 1 minus q. Then we got the answer. Okay, shown. This is the answer for part B, part 1. Now let's go to the second part. Hence or otherwise, find the value of P and of Q if the mean is 6. So what is the formula for finding the mean of a binomial distribution? So you remember NP, right? So since the question tells us that the mean is equal to 6, then we know that NP is equal to 6, right? NP is equal to 6. Okay, so what is NP? NP is equal to this, right? Because we know that P is equal to 1 minus Q. Right? So this we show it just now. NP is equal to this. And this is equal to this. By comparing these two equations, you know that 10Q is actually equal to 6, right? 10Q is equal to 6. Then we know Q is equal to 6 over 10. Q is equal to divided by 2, 3 over 5. Once you have the value of Q, it's very easy for you to get the value of P, right? So P plus Q is always equal to 1. So we know Q is equal to 3 over 5. Then we know that P is equal to 1 minus 3 over 5. Therefore, P is equal to 2 over 5. Okay, this is the answer for P and Q.